Thank you, Reverend Benton, and everybody that knows me know that I'm Commissioner Mary Alice Adams.
Yeah.
Um, I'm one that Reverend Pinckney brought this to my attention to begin with, and it was actually before 2018.
Come on.
And I tried to tell them then
Sure did.
that we needed oversight on our water performance. I'm going to be honest and tell the truth because I'm responsible as gatekeeper for all these people's lives.
Come on. Come on.
And when I don't do what I'm supposed to, you're supposed to hold me accountable. This is painful because I'm sick and I don't know what's wrong with me. And the doctors can't find out. And I never thought to be tested for lead. In all the years, the last past 3-4 years, I've run back and forth to the doctor, and now I have a ill husband. Back in 2004-05, the city was going to fine us as homeowners for not changing out our line.
That's what they said.
They have been over in my area. We did it.
Come on.
We did it back in 2004, 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah.
They've been over in our area and they've changed a lot of lines, including other properties that we own around us that does not have a home. But on our conversations that I'm on every week, I make sure the empty lots too, because Reverend Pinckney helped me to understand that those empty lots need to be changed out as well. Just in case the house goes up, we don't have to come back and tear up our streets that the citizens' tax dollars are paid for. But going back to the line that we were made to have to replace with copper, on our street, our home is the only one that they have left a cone on. Because I looked over in there to see why. And that right there is still there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That right there leads into a home, and what I heard you explain was the mere fact that it can still travel lead through my copper pipe. Y'all just need to know I got your back. I got at least one fighting for you, and I'm asking y'all when you say show up, so you can educate each other and ourselves, because I'm just one person and I'm not going to be here always.
Yeah, she's the commissioner of the fight for it. So we gotta hold these commissioners and this mayor accountable.
Yes.
Stop talking about he's your friend, you went to school with him. He don't care nothing about you. All right. Yeah.
Good evening, afternoon, everyone. This was before, most of this issue came up and I brought it to the Reverend Pinckney's, attention. I could always, you all probably get a smell from the water.
Yeah.
And my neighbor next to the garden told me, yesterday, he said that he can't put that water in his iron because it makes his shirts, when he iron them, smell funny.
Come on.
So I wanna know from you, that the smell that we are getting from the water still, is that because they're not being treated, the chemicals in it are being treated because we get a foul odor sometimes from the water?
Yes. I mean, foul.
Foul.
And she had her pipes changed.
Yeah.
Mine's changed too.
So, eating up the rubber around the.
There can be,
so the smells that we can have in water can sometimes be, it can come from the source. It could be coming from Lake Michigan, it could be coming through the treatment plant. I don't have any data, I haven't had the capacity to do any the microbial sampling here to be able to identify, but you know, taste and odor problems in water, we don't have drinking water standards to address them. EPA says we call them secondary standards, they're just, you know, they don't have anything to do with the health, but when the water smells bad, we don't wanna use it, and you need water to survive, so these things don't add up, and we don't have a great process and a regulatory structure to deal with it. But, so I can't tell you where it's coming from, I don't have any data, but taste and odor in water is definitely a problem. It's a quality of life issue. It really should be addressed.
Okay. I always call him Chief, cause he is, Chief. But one of the things that I brought about, my most concern about our water, because I worked in the Benton area schools for 26 years. And I worked with the special needs children. And I wondered always, these seem to be intelligent children, but why are they're put into the special ed, special needs, classes all the time? So with working with them, I thought about it later when this issue came up, after it began to unfold, Reverend Beatty formed the water council and began to get to the bottom. I said, so many of our babies were being, they were saying there was, what do they call it?
ADHD?
And we know that their baby's formulas was fixed with this water.
Whoa.
And when I brought it to the mayor's attention, and I was, well, I'll get back to you, Ms. Kennard, I'll get back to you. This is what made me so angry, it made me more apt to get out and really fight with Reverend Beatty, and I know he's a fighter. I push him out here.
You didn't have to include my wife.
Real boss.
Oh, boss lady, huh? That's not the mob boss, is it? All right, but listen, we're gonna move on to our next, we don't, I know our brothers and sisters are busy, and I know you're really busy. And I respect that, I respect your time.